Hola YouTube, welcome back to another silver stacking video. Got a few topics planned for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, we are going to talk about stacking silver that you don't care about. That is primarily the focus. You see me open up lots of things with premium, but stacking silver you don't care about is priority number one. Number two, we're going to just take a look at some things that we're adding to the stack here. Gonna have to sort through what's in this monster box here because it is so full that I can't even close it. As that gold to silver ratio closes, you know, it's time to sort through that silver that you don't care about. Get it ready for that silver to gold trade. We're also going to talk about the Fed and some of those things that are upcoming this week that are going to have an impact to the market. We'll make a couple of predictions. We'll see how the silver bean counter does. Then we've got some stickers to add to the monster box, right? Let's do it. The spot price of gold and silver has been on a tear as of late. Federal Reserve hinting about reducing interest rates, right? Talking about those interest rates here in the very near future, possibly coming down. That would be very nice to see. You know, so it makes me think we've got an opportunity coming up to trade some silver for gold. And so it's time to sort through the stack, basically, you know, pick out those things, those pieces of silver that you consider just expendable, things that you've got no emotional attachment to. That's going to be kind of stuff like this, right? Silver you don't care about. 9 fine mint. This is the Black Friday, first of a couple of Black Friday deliveries from Atmex. You know, this they really do got to work on their packaging here. While this is silver that you don't care about, at the same time you don't want it delivered in a way that it just gets messed up. You know, they had it sort of loosely packaged. If you guys have received something from Atmex, you know, they've got those fold-out boxes, and then you know, a thing like this just sort of glued to the inside of the box, but nothing really in there to prevent it from moving around. And so those two boxes got knocked around. Little 5-ounce bar here. Probably just end up throwing this away. You know, it's all busted up. Probably end up throwing that away and adding it to the silver that you don't care about. This one here is kind of cool. If I think about the silver that I don't care about, I might have a couple of levels of that, right? Level number one is the silver that you just want to offload quickly at the local coin shop, whether or not you need to just get some cash or take the opportunity to trade for gold. Myself, I've got cash reserves in place that in the event of emergency, I don't have to sell precious metals if I don't want to. If the market is in a position for me to actually want to do that, then yeah, sure, perhaps I will. But no, I've got cash reserves. For me, the silver that I don't care about is for trading to gold, right? When the gold to silver ratio closes, from a physical standpoint, the price of the physical, when that gold to silver ratio closes, then I'll take the opportunity to trade in some silver, sell some silver to the local coin shop and buy some gold. And what I mean by gold to silver ratio, for those of you that are new, that is the price that you pay for 1 ounce of gold versus the price you pay for 1 ounce of silver. So you take that 1 ounce of gold, let's say it's costs you $1,900 to buy 1 ounce of gold, and you look at what it might cost you to buy an ounce of silver, maybe it's $26 to $27, and you just divide the price of the gold by the price of the silver. That's your gold to silver ratio. And when we see that ratio cross into the 60s to 1, say mid 60s to 1, I'll go ahead and I'll grab some stuff like this, silver I don't care about, you know, press bars, generic press bars, things I have duplicates of, things I added, in bulk purchases when the spot price took a dip. These are beautiful bars, but at the same time, they're bars that I don't necessarily have an emotional attachment to. So things like this are going to be the first to go. Some Heraeus bars with assay, beautiful bars, you know, very beautiful bars, but definitely the things that are going to be first to go. This bar right here that that I got from APMEX. This is the John Wick Continental Bar. This might be level 2, right? Level 2. It's got a little bit of a cool factor to it. Haraeus bar, or what is this here? These CNT 10-ounce bars. I don't, there's no cool factor to these, so to speak. So this would be first to go. Something like this that has a little bit of a cool factor to it. John Wick Continental Bar. This would probably be round number 2 or level 2 to go out the door. But pretty cool bar nonetheless. As we look at what else is in here, we've got a big old kilo Haraeus, Argor Haraeus. Beautiful bar. Dang, I like this bar. But still, it's just a big fat kilo. Yeah, it's got some cool pore lines, as you can see there. But it's just a big fat kilo. This would be considered round number 1 to get sold. Got some other kilos in here. Perth Mint, beautiful bar. Definitely recognizable. Coin shop would have no problem taking on a couple of Perth Mint kilos. Got a couple of those. There's some more APMEX 10-ounce stuff here. Everybody recognizes the Germania Mint. Another thing from APMEX here, Pioneer Metals. Back to I don't know. What do you think, guys? Round 1 or round 2 on the Germania? Boxed, comes in a box similar to this, similar to the 9 Fine Mint. Just looking at the style of the box itself, you can tell it was 9 Fine Mint that put this thing together. This is a little bit different. These are cool bars. I'll pop it out here real quick. 10-ounce bar. But what do you think on the Germania? Round 1 out the door or round 2? I think quite possibly round 2 because there is some cool factor to the Germania. Kilo, on the other hand, not a 10-ounce bar. This is a big fat kilo bar. Comes in the very similar, same styled box, but just bigger. And I think this is round 1. In my mind, kilos are just round 1 out the door. Don't have a ton of kilos, but the kilos I have, yeah, to me, those are round 1. Some more, what is that? Okay, that's that Italian. Ital, what is that? I'll let you read it. But cool bars with an assay. No attachment to these whatsoever. Then we got some Scottsdale, right? Some Scottsdale 100 ounces. These are kind of cool. They come with a premium. I bought these ages ago before the premiums on silver were kind of ridiculous. But these have a little bit of a cool factor. These might be a round 2 or round 3 even, Now you're getting into stuff like this. This one caught my eye. They don't make these anymore. 10-ounce silver bars from Monarch Precious Metals. Beautiful. So not a vintage, not a vintage bar. Definitely not one they're making any longer. I think I heard Silver Struck coin a phrase that I like. Future vintage. These are possibly future vintage. But the company is still in business, so I don't see them going away anytime soon. Quite a bit of the APMEX or 9 Fine Mint bars here, just purchased during dips in spot price when you're looking for cheap silver. I think these might have been from Black Friday last year, 2021. Additional 9 Fine Mint stuff. So just stuff that's in here. Let's get all this other stuff out of the way. More Haraeus bars. Gotta sort through it. But I think the stuff, in order to get things properly sorted, identify those things that are first out the door, it's probably just going to go. I don't care about is probably just going to go in a cardboard box, right? Just get it ready for a quick exit out the door. Some more 9 Fine Mint. Silver you don't care about, right? Nothing special about this stuff. This, interesting, this plastic seems to be, this is stuff that I've had for a long time. It's just got the feel of deterioration. Let's open this guy and take a look at the bar itself. Appears fine. But you can hear that. It just, it's Perhaps this little bag is starting to deteriorate, but if, I get the opportunity to switch this out for some gold, no harm on the bag so far. It would only help the sale, I think. Wow, some cool beans. What, round 2, ladies and gentlemen, on the pony bars? This is, who is this? This is Silvertown. But we got a big week coming. Big week coming in the precious metals. Federal Reserve is about to get together here and, make the announcement on what they're going to do with interest rates. We've been seeing 0.75% increases in the federal funds rate, driving those interest rates up, trying to get a hold of inflation. But the Federal Reserve is making a mistake in my mind because, number one, probably the key thing that is, there's a couple of key things that are driving inflation. Number one, just the ridiculous money printing that we saw during the pandemic years. Stupid issuances of currency by the, $6 or $7 trillion, starting from Trump, who I think did it $1 trillion. And now you've got Joe Biden, who's done $6 trillion. And that $6 trillion is including that last $800 billion for the that Inflation Reduction Act that is not going to do anything to reduce inflation. That's definitely around 2 or 3. That cool Scottsdale there is little buddy here. But anyway, that's sort of the big thing driving inflation at the moment. The second thing is supply side inflation, and there is nothing the Federal Reserve can do about the supply side of things. And here we are in the post-pandemic, if you will. Supply side is the biggest issue, and until the supply side gets fixed, I guess you can't say it's post because China is still barely contemplating coming out of lockdowns here, and so I guess you can still say it is pandemic related. But once the supply side of issues get resolved, then I think we start seeing inflation come down, despite what it is that the Federal Reserve is trying to do. But anyway, they got their big meeting coming up, and wow, this is like a 3 or 4 stuff like this, right? These stacker rounds, pretty cool. I've got a few of these in here. Those are cool. But Federal Reserve, they've done 3/4 point rate increases over the last several rounds of rate increases. These will be in the stack, I think, a little bit longer for sure, round 3 or 4, especially this YPS. And what the market is estimating is just a 0.5 point, right? Market thinks that we're just going to see a 0.5 point increase in, that's cool, in the federal fund rates this time. And there is hope that not only with the increase in the federal funds rate of only a 0.5 point, but in the Federal Reserve notes, the post-meeting where Jerome Powell comes out and speak, he will hint as to further slowness in the increase of interest rates, which ought to be good for the precious metals, because as we look at the federal funds rate versus the rate of inflation, right now inflation is still higher than that federal funds rate. And if there's language about inflation coming down, about rate increases taking their effect, then we ought to see, these are keepers for a long time, then we ought to see both equities as well as precious metals pop nicely in the upcoming week. That is what my thoughts are in what is going to happen. They're not making these any longer either. Haven't seen any new ones anyway in at least a year, perhaps longer, on these Silvertown. These are fairly new. You can still get these YPS bars on Jaeger-poured silver. But your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, agree, disagree on my take in terms of what's going to be happening in the federal fund in the metals market this next week? That is going to be driven primarily by the Fed. Definitely supply side an issue as well. But yeah, it's time to organize the stack, get it ready for those things that you just don't have too much of an emotional attachment to. Start speaking to your local coin shop and perhaps find out what he does on a gold to silver ratio trade. Find out what his buy price is on silver and his sell price is on gold before you ask that question, because you need to factor that into the math. Feel free to pull out your phone, do some calculations while you're talking to the guy, and negotiate accordingly. Perhaps you can get a better deal than his simple buy side versus sell side. Maybe you can get an extra ounce of silver, keep an extra ounce of silver in that particular discussion. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's, as we take a look at the last of what's in here. Oh, this is cool. Haven't seen this in a long time. Gosh, I've had this in the stack for ages. Probably a round 2 or a round 3. Got this at a coin show. Actually, my son did. Said he walked into a coin show, just happened to be, ran into it basically where he was at, took a photo of this and said, "Hey, Pops, do you want this? 50 cents over spot." This was a long time ago when you could get silver for 50 cents over spot. And I said, yeah, PayPal'd him the money. He paid the cash for it, and it went into the stack. Has been there for a long time. So some more bison bullion here. These are cool. I like these bison bullion bars. Very nice. Wish I would have stacked some more of these. But, oh wow, this is an old one. Wow. Scottsdale. Very nice. That is going to be in the stack for a while. Some more Germania. Man, this is like the cornucopia of monster boxes. An old 5-ounce Silvertown. Very cool. What else is down here that we've not taken a look at? A big bison bullion. Yes, with the side boob. Gotta love the side profile of the 10-ounce bison bars. And I guess that's it. I think we have seen just about everything. Couple of things here. What is this? Ah, yes, another bison, 10 ounce, alone together. So yeah, you remember that hashtag. Got this one at the very beginning of the pandemic during the lockdown. Thought it was pretty cool. Nice stamp on it. Good price, if I recall correctly. Again, before the spot price and the premiums of silver got run up. And this I've had in the stack for a long time too. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Are you thinking about getting that silver box out, that monster box of generics? And this is not even, there were some press bars in there, but I've got another monster box with a bunch of press bars, Scottsdale stacker. It's just time to go through it. Time to go through it and sort it out. Get ready for that trade. All right, guys. See you on the next one. Take it easy.